is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon!
With 2 seconds on the clock.
He hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it! The Ducks have won!
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
The Ducks are Pac-12 champions!
I am so proud right now to be the head coach at Oregon.
Catch me! Touchdown, Oregon!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Thanksgiving Eve, 2 days away from Oregon's matchup with Oregon State. Ducks and Beavs, 5:30 kickoff on Fox. We've got a 3:30 pregame show for you across the Oregon Sports Network. That pregame show will feature a great conversation that I had yesterday with an Oregonian, long snapper, and Luke Basso. Really, really fun chat with a guy who has some platypus in his veins. We'll talk about that as part of the 3:30 pregame show coming up. Also, Jamal Hill. A shout-out to what Jamal Hill did over the weekend. He's continued this tradition that started with his family, giving turkeys to the community. They did that from the Mashofsky Center on Sunday. Jamal Hill spearheaded it. Great. He was with Ryan Milano yesterday, and we have that for you on the pregame show coming up. Also, the equipment guru, Kenny Farr, the Oregonian himself. We'll be talking with him on the pregame show coming up, and, of course, Jerry Allen's conversation with Dan Lanning. I hope everybody gets a chance to give thanks, eat some food, and spend a little time with friends and family here coming up tomorrow. We will not have a coaches show tonight. Normally we do on a Wednesday, but because of the holiday and the shortened week with the game on Friday, it doesn't fit in the schedule. So no Oregon football coaches show tonight. You're going to have to just make do with Duck Insider. And to that point, Jerry and Jorgie are going to join us later on today. We're basically going to take Friday's show and condense it into half of Wednesday's show, and we'll see how that goes. I am within striking distance of Jerry Allen in picks. His lead of 4 is down to 2. It's going to be interesting. I don't have faith I'm going to be able to catch him. The games this week just I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out. So no coaches show tonight, but we will hear from Bo Nix, and Rob Moseley is going to join us, his regular Wednesday appearance here coming up, previewing that big-time matchup. Hey, shout out to Oregon volleyball and the seniors last night. Got it done in 4 sets against number 24 USC. Our own Matt Ulmer performed the national anthem, and he did great. Knight Ureski was there. He was on the call. He did well, right? He did a good job. I want everyone to know my sister said that the Christmas album should be next from Matt Ulmer. So now it's real, okay? I told Coach Ulmer that. No word yet on if that Christmas album is going to come to fruition. Talking about Bo Nix, in November, he leads the nation in passing touchdowns, passing yards per game at over 400, passing yards total, passer rating 225.68, and completion percentage at over 77%. Knight said this earlier. Instead of Mr. November, why don't we just call it Bovember? Bravo, Knight. Bravo. That's good. That's good marketing. Bo Nix, the Duck quarterback, met with the media, and we've got it for you here to kick off today's show.
Bo, the feeling going into this game, is it different than what you experienced last year?
No, not really. It's just another game, and we want to go out there and execute at a high level. And obviously what happened last year is not something that we want to have happen again, and so we just got to make sure we go out there and finish the game.
On that cinematic video, you said you've never been as dialed in as you were in that ASU game. How do you maintain that? How do you keep that play of that high?
Well, just preparation and film study with Coach, and just make sure that I'm locked in, ready for the game.
What particularly, you said you never felt that dialed in, what in particular made you feel that way?
I don't know. I guess just preparation and just seeing the field and just reading my cues, and we were all just kind of locked in and got some really good plays off and helped us in that first half.
I know the fourth quarter of last year's games being shown basically on loop upstairs. When you're seeing it, what's going through your mind?
Obviously, you don't want to let that happen again. hurry up and get out of the locker room as fast as possible so I don't have to watch it.
What is it about their third down defense that's been so effective this year?
Well, they're just exotic. They do a lot of different things. I got to really make sure that, I look at my indicators and we're getting the right plays and the right calls. And, it starts with all of us. And, obviously I got to do my job and make sure that I'm super focused and locked in on those downs.
Last week they had the ball in the second half for 22 minutes. Is it kind of a challenge when the other team goes on a 10-minute scoring drive and you haven't seen the field for a while?
Yeah, it's challenging. And it's tough. You kind of get out of rhythm. You get a little tight, so you got to make sure you stay loose on the sideline. Just keep the guys engaged if that happens.
Well, going into your last home game here, do you take any time this week to reflect on these past 2 years and your journey here?
Oh, yeah. I spent a lot of time, knowing it's my last one. It's kind of sad just because of all the good memories I got in there, but at the same time, all good things come to an end. And you just got to make sure that, you make the last one worthwhile and you don't miss an opportunity to go out, on a good note.
How does this rivalry compare to the Iron Bowl?
It's a great rivalry. I think each rivalry is different. Every rivalry has their own history and, their own tradition. And obviously this is one that's been played for a really long time. It's just an honor to be able to play in it and be a part of it.
What do you hope your legacy is here?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's just all about what the players and coaches that I play with, say. I think, that means most to me than anything, and just how I made them feel, what kind of mark I made on them. And then, I think at the end of the day, the playing, I think that, kind of takes care of the fans and the whole, outlook of the whole entire program. I think, what you do on the field obviously has a lot to do with legacy. And so, like I said, I just want to make sure to go out there and execute and finish strong.
What has this place meant to you for your 2 years?
I mean, it's meant the most. I don't think I could have picked a better place. And the support and the just the overall positive outlook on things that has happened in 2 years. I never would have imagined it'd be this awesome. But it's a special place. It's special people, special university, awesome teammates, awesome coaches, awesome support staff, and like I said, I don't think I could be anywhere better.
When the stakes are as big as they are in this one, winning, you guys playing for a championship, staying alive in the playoff, lose, and a lot of that goes away. How much do you relish that? At the same time, you don't want to make that be too burdensome on the mind.
Well, that's been our case for the past few weeks, really all season. To be honest with you, that's how the situation has played out, and so nothing's really got to change. We know we got one left, and that's all you can ask for. You put in this situation, and there's a chance, and all you can play for is a chance. And I think it comes down to us and how much we're willing to do for it. And I know everybody's going to want it on Friday, but it's what you're willing to give, what you're willing to do, that's going to, I think, separate.
With as big as a move this was geographically for you, how much do you appreciate over the last 2 years, like how invested your family has been too, not just Izzy, but I mean, your sister was here earlier in the year for a birthday. Your parents have come out to countless road games.
Yeah.
How this was really a family decision.
Yeah, it was. I think their support has meant, the most to me, and they've always been there from ups and the downs. Somebody has been at my games, each week, and so their support for Izzy and I has been very special. I'm just extremely blessed to have a family like mine, and I know it's not over. Hopefully, they'll be able to come to countless more and just experience that with me.
How tough is Friday going to be for Dad, given that you're playing?
He's playing right at the same time. It's not going to be easy for him, and he'd do a whole lot to be there for me and Tez, and he's going to miss it. But at the same time, he's doing something very special himself, and I'm happy and proud of him. He's had to go through a lot this year, and himself, he's just the epitome of overcoming adversity, and he's been through a lot himself, and he continues to prove why he's one of my heroes, and why I want to look up to him and be like him when I get older. And he knows all this stuff, so I'm not saying anything new, but I'm excited for him, excited for the opportunity he has, and he better go out there and win. That's all I know.
This isn't your first go through in terms of a senior day here. You did it last year. What did you learn or take away from that experience in terms of balancing the emotions of everything and then focusing on the game?
Well, last year I think honestly that whole week it was kind of the teetering on the line of coming back or not, and so at the time I want to do senior day just in case I did leave, and fortunately I got to come back and experience another year, and now I get to go out there and do it again, and it's just special, and I don't want to take it for granted, and I know a lot of guys senior day is really important for them, and it is for me, and so it's going to be a special time. It's going to be a special day. There's going to be a lot of guys on that field that have done a lot for Oregon, for the program, and it's a special group, and so just to be able to be a part of that, be able to have my name and a part of theirs, it's it's special, and not many people get that opportunity.
How does the second year help you?
Well, I think I've been honestly completely different when it comes to preparation, a completely different confidence, and I think my standards raised a little bit. I think my level of intensity and level of I think what I'm capable of doing has raised, and I hold myself to a really high standard, but it's because I know the guys got my back and coaches have my back, and I'm able to reach those things, and Friday's not going to change, and it's going to be the same thing, and I've seen a lot of football, thank goodness, and that's helped with my experience and with my development.
Have you ever played Caleb in a competitive game before?
Not necessarily on the other team, no.
So how unique is it do you think, for Mateo to have that as the quarterback?
That's in itself is something different. That's a really great family, and they got a lot of support on their side, and they'll have a lot of people in the stands, a lot of people watching them, and it's going to be a special feeling for them, and I know both of them want to win really bad, and so that's just the competitors they are. I think they've both shown that throughout the year, and I obviously saw it coming, knowing with the schedules, but I know they're both excited.
Do you know DJ well? Have you guys crossed paths much?
We've been around each other a few times. Don't know each other necessarily on a personal level, but being around Mateo, and ironically he was teammates with my brother at Clemson, so that I think that's just special, and he got to know Caleb a little bit, and I've gotten to know Mateo, and it's just another family that family means a lot to them, and so does football, and they're able to go out there and be passionate about it.
Quarterback Bo Nix probably should be atop your Heisman chart, right? I think so. When we come back, Rob Moseley's going to join us. We'll cover a few things. Hey, shout out to the Oregon women's team last night as well. A bounce-back win on the road in Reno. Great news for Oregon basketball. When we come back, talking with Mose, and Jerry and Jorgie are with us here on the horizon as well on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner.
Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
We're back in the Country Financial Studio. Duck Insiders presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack. Rob Moseley's here. It feels kind of like a Thursday or a Friday, but it's a Wednesday, and so Rob was kind enough to keep that regular slot. Hey, happy almost Thanksgiving, buddy.
Feels like it's already Thanksgiving around the cast today.
Really?
It's a little
quiet.
Yeah.
Well, we're here, though.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, let's start with volleyball last night.
All right.
Senior night. That was pretty sweet to see the Ducks get a victory in 4 sets, and it looks like they're going to be back at home next Thursday and Friday as well.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a little. It was like a good news, bad news thing. It was so great to see because all of the seniors contributed,
right?
And which was great. There were 7 of them, and they all played roles. And Morgan Lewis obviously having tying her career high was really awesome. It just kind of spoke to her development this year and over the course of her career. But, again, they all contributed, and that was so great to see. But then you saw them all line up at the end after the match, and we're like, oh, no, they're all leaving.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot of talent.
The program's going to look a lot different. Now, if you look at the bench during any match, there's a lot of young talent sitting on that bench, too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really exciting to see kind of what the future holds for this program.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to hear Matt Ulmer talk, too, after the match about how, appreciating this group and knowing that, sustained success is hard, and not every year is going to look like this. And he can coach this team hard, and he can set expectations high because of what all the components that this group brings to the table, and kind of the expectations they can have. So that was cool.
It's cool too. I mean, Coach Ulmer mentioned yesterday when he was on the show, you never know when you're going to have a special team.
Yeah.
You hope you have one every year,
right,
as a coach, right? But
that's what you're
just never
planning
know.
for and recruiting for, and yeah.
But you just never know for sure. And when when it lines up and you get a couple transfers that can really make an impact, like the Ducks have had with these seniors, and no doubt that COVID has still reshaped rosters across college athletics. But man, hopefully a long run in the postseason for Duck volleyball.
Yeah, again, we talk about good news, bad news too. I mean, I think they feel like they still can kind of put it all together and take their play to a whole nother level if they really, I think, the chemistry has developed over the course of the year. Cohesiveness has developed over the course of the year. I think they still feel like, maybe to oversimplify a little bit, kind of that Brooke Nunneveller, always fighting tenacity. As a group, I think, they struggle. They just don't have that one personality that's just kind of foot on the gas all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think they know that they can be a little more consistent in that. But it's a little scary, too, because you're getting to the point where, your season is going to start coming down to just a single match.
Yep.
And if you can't summon that, it can all be over before you know it.
Yeah.
So, they do still have that next gear they want to find, and there's no better time than now.
Yeah, so volleyball against Oregon State on Saturday, and then selection this weekend, and then anticipating they're going to be at home Thursday and Friday of next week, so a lot of postseason volleyball coming your way. Football, Friday, 5:30. We know this one means an awful lot. This is going to be fun on Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The stakes are obviously massive for where Oregon's at. The fact that it is this rivalry game obviously means a ton.
Yeah.
Kind of the divergent futures for the two programs obviously just adds just another level to that.
Yep.
So, yeah, you're not lacking for narratives about this game, that's for sure.
No, this is people like you and I's easiest game.
Totally.
It just writes itself.
Right. Yeah,
right?
we just get out of the way. Everybody's just excited. Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
I love that. Just get out of the way.
Totally.
I like that. So talking about the keys to this one, I mean, I think that we always in keys to the game try to oversimplify things, to borrow that phrase from you a moment ago. But I really do think that if Oregon continues to play Oregon football, the Ducks are going to like the outcome in a lot of games this year. I think this is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, stop the run, obviously. Win turnover battle, obviously. Win on special teams, obviously. But sometimes it does. Sometimes the easy answer is the right answer. It's like Occam's razor, right?
Yeah.
So, you look at how versatile Oregon has been offensively. I mean, obviously you want to run the ball, but you feel like the way Bo Nix and the passing game are operating too, you can kind of loosen things up a little bit. And Oregon talks about wanting to make team plays left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an opposing team, what does making Oregon play left-handed look like?
Great question.
Yeah, I don't really know what the answer to that is.
Turn the ball over a ton.
Right. I mean,
and then,
that's one of those. It's always kind of always on the table. It's always an X factor. So certainly you have to avoid that.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's not something you can really scheme for.
No.
Our plan is to turn them over.
Everyone
5 times.
wants to
Great.
do that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. I think it's interesting in this game. Like, there's been so much conversation about, and Jonathan Smith even said this, Beaver head coach, that the game plan that they laid out to beat Washington, they, for the most part, executed it.
Yeah.
Kept the ball away from that offense. They had it for like 22 minutes in the second half. I feel like it's got probably a similar formula for them, and maybe that's how you make Oregon play left-handed, is you don't give them the ball at all.
Yeah, totally. Then the way they can run the ball, you'd certainly understand if they're like, hey, we want to possess the ball for 37 minutes of this game.
Sure.
And, you run it through, start to finish the way they did in the fourth quarter last year. But I do think this is just a different Oregon team with a different demeanor and just a different, level of talent too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's so clear. I very much enjoyed. Unfortunately, we had to hear Kirby Smart say it last year after the opening game that, hey, Georgia just had a lot of talent, and we might have talked about. I made reference here with you last week. Like Lane Kiffin was talking about that. They dropped a game a couple weeks ago, and he was like, they had 25 5-stars and we have 1. It's like there is. You do appreciate when there can be some honesty there. That for all that coaches want to put on, hey, my scheme, and if we do what I want to do, we can win and we can beat anybody. It does come down to having really, really good players.
Yeah.
And Oregon's got a lot of them, and certainly more than last year.
Mm-hmm.
And, that hopefully is a difference maker too. But, then again, you do have to execute. You have to execute your plan better than their plan. You have to anticipate things, make adjustments, not turn it over, try to continue the lack of penalty flags from last week. That was a positive sign. Try to turn that into a trend.
And I also think you talk about things that are an easy narrative. How easy is the narrative this week that we've all been talking about, that last year the Ducks didn't finish the game, the Beavers did. They played the full game. How many times did we hear that after the game? How many times have we heard that this week? That's why the fourth quarter's been on a loop on the TVs at the HDC this week. You got to finish the game too.
Right. Yeah, they still talk about playing a 4-quarter game, playing a 60-minute game, all that. There's been many weeks, last week being one of them where you didn't have to do that. And so it's kind of hard to critique, just because your second half didn't look like your first half, you're playing a lot of different guys and all that. It's kind of hard to critique that through that exact prism. But, just like volleyball, you want to do it at the right time, and they want to. This is the point in the season when you want to start executing at that level at your very best.
Yeah, you want to peak at the end of the season for sure. It's funny. Like you hear about the football version is you got to play 60 minutes, got to finish the game, got to play 4 quarters. What came to my mind? I was like, how many times have I heard Coach Altman say 20 up, 20 down? It's going to be a 40-minute fight. It's talking about easy narrative. It is the same thing. So you gonna have enough room for O cookies on Friday? Like, how much you gonna eat Thursday?
Yeah, I've been working a lot on portion control the last few months. Like, it's been pretty key to not getting obese as I usually do during fall.
Good for you.
But I think tomorrow it all goes out the window, right?
Yeah, it has to.
And it does again when the O cookies get pulled out Friday.
Yeah. Well, here's to a great O cookie. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Rob.
You as well.
Appreciate you coming in. And we'll be back with a lot on GoDucks.com. Don't worry. You got a story coming this afternoon, you said, right?
I got to write one. I don't know when it's coming out.
Okay. Well, the editor-in-chief will decide that.
Yeah. That guy is a taskmaster.
Rob Moseley, editor-in-chief, GoDucks.com.
He's really lazy.
Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
You too.
When we come back, Jerry and Jorgie are here. We're going to make some picks, talk a little bit more about this rivalry game on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the Lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
We're back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. A Wednesday is cramming in a Thursday and a Friday. Jerry Allen is here. Mike Jorgensen is here. It's Thanksgiving Eve. Oh, yeah. Drive safe out there, everybody. I know that the roads get a little bit busy, right? Don't they? Hi, Jerry.
Nice jacket.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your
No,
train
that
of
was good. I
speech. I was just looking at that going, wow, that's cool. Yeah, be careful out there, everybody. That's
I can take zero credit. I've said this before. I can take zero credit for any of my fashion sense because all of it is just thanks to the equipment room. Right?
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
So ours are still down there? Is that?
That's another big thanks right there.
Yeah. This was, I think, the baseball postseason travel suit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Baseball postseason travel suit. Yeah. In any case, we were just talking during the break. Rob asked you, Georgie, if you're an opposing team, how do you make Oregon play left-hand? I thought that was interesting. There isn't really an easy way to do that.
No, they don't shoot themselves in the foot. That's the thing about it. They just don't. They don't make a ton of mistakes. They don't turn the ball over. They're very efficient throwing the ball. They're very efficient running the ball. About the only thing where they've shot themselves in the foot this year is penalties. And I guess what you could do is get into a lot of blabbermouth out on the field and try to lure Oregon into personal foul penalties or whatever else it might be. But I don't know how you make them left-handed. They're just playing such good football in all phases of the game right now.
I love that. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about keys to the game. I want to table some of that, though, for a bit later on because we have some serious things to discuss here with picks, okay? Serious stuff. All right.
For who?
So
I'm a little nervous.
Here's where we're at. After last week, Jerry went 1-4. I went 3-2.
You went 1-4?
After you
Jerry
guys
went
built that
1-4.
heck out of me,
yep.
And how great it was, and how neither one of you could catch me, and I was winning it going away.
Well, I can't catch you, but
then you could have.
So, yeah, you could have last week. So you didn't, but that's okay. It's okay. No, you like numbers. I'm trying to soften this.
I thought you did
trying to soften this.
I'm trying to soften it up for you. Okay, it's our Sylvan Ridge Winery picks. And where we sit, Jerry is in first place at 60 correct picks, okay? 60 out of 73. Pretty good. You only missed 13 games this year. I've got 58 correct picks, and Georgie has 56 correct picks. Well, I've got some notes because Jorgie went 0-5 last week.
Oh my God!
Bravo!
Boy, you know why?
Did I really?
0-5.
You know why I went 1-4? Because I picked everything you did.
And whose fault is that?
Mine.
That's right.
Mine.
0-5.
I should have been more aware of what you might
Wow.
Yeah. 0-5.
I think I'm the only person that's ever been winless. You probably have done some research
I
on that,
have done
haven't
some
you?
research on this exact subject.
Multiple times.
So there were 3 times in 2019 that Jorgie went 0-for. 3
That's
times
hard to do in 1 year.
2019 you missed. Now I should say one of the weeks
hard
there
to
was
do.
only 3 games. Like it was one of the light
Well,
weeks.
it's still bad.
Probably the end of the season when you're trying
No.
to catch up, so you
No,
gamble.
it wasn't.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Thanks for trying.
I went and looked. And you did it again last week. You are still the only person to ever go 0-for in the picks, and you've now done it 4 times.
Oh. I mean,
no, round of applause. That.
Thank
Look,
you.
I mean,
It's,
that is that is hard
That's
to do.
worth a dinner right there.
It is. At least a lunch.
Yeah.
At least a lunch.
A bowl of soup.
Yeah. So
package of peanuts.
So
maybe.
just really well done.
Thank you.
On that
Thank
front.
you.
Now, we joke often that Cal is the bane of my existence. Well, in fact, for 4 straight weeks, I've picked Washington State wrong. 4 straight weeks, I've picked Washington State wrong. To make matters worse, if I had picked Washington State right last week. Oh, he's here!
Oh, yeah.
Sarge is
You
here.
are a full
Look at
day
that.
early.
This is great.
He's a full day early.
What do you got?
On a tray.
That's a Wait, just give me the whole tray.
Okay,
Oh, no.
Sarge, over here. Over here to explain what you got.
You got
look-
take one, Jerry.
Okay. I'll get here. You go.
We're gonna
Look
put a
at
stopwatch
that.
on Jerry. John Sargent in charge of
Gotta
concessions.
Get that out there and hold it in front of the camera.
Yeah, hold it in
if
front of
you
the
can.
camera if you will.
Yeah.
So we knew for the first time, I think this year, what the special was, but the mac and cheese bread bowl, Sarge.
Oh.
Yes, it's a Hop Valley shout.
Huh.
So it's a beer cheese mac and cheese.
Yes.
So I can't drive home after the show?
Oh, no, you'll be good.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh.
Got a
beer
little
cheese.
bit of a dusting of Cheez-Its on top.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
That's great.
Okay, you can give it to us now.
So bread bowl. So mac and cheese bread bowl.
Yep.
Available at
The Gridiron Grill.
Okay.
Section 29, Section 23.
Section
33.
29, Section 33. Thanks. This is great. Is there silverware?
Forks are over there. Napkins
Thanks.
are over there.
What a guy. What a guy. So this is the special this
is the
week,
special.
everybody. So, Sarge, oh, here you go, Jerry.
Thank you.
Sarge, this has been great. Are we going to keep doing specials next year?
I bet you hope so.
I really do. I really do. Jorgie, do you agree? Specials next year?
Oh,
yeah,
okay, good.
Specials.
Yeah. Good.
How's it gone, though? Fans have been happy with the specials?
They haven't sold as well. We're trying to figure out how to market them better.
Okay. So you can't just come on the show and have us talk about them.
So-
We got to do more than that.
So I'm hoping they'll sell.
Okay. So everybody, that's a shout out. If we want more specials, we do. Can you buy yourself a mac and cheese bread bowl this weekend? That would be great.
Can I come in next week and talk about the Michigan game?
Sure.
Okay. Got some concession specials. with
Throwback
that.
concessions, right?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that next
All right.
week.
Wow.
Michigan game for basketball next week. There's a lot of fun things going on around the throwback game and concessions involved. So you say the word and you're on.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
Let me know.
I will.
John Sargent in charge of concessions.
Thank
How
you so
often
much.
have I screwed that up? Sarge is in charge. That's a hard thing to say. Thanks, Sarge. Appreciate it.
Wow.
So we're going to enjoy some bread bowls, but I do have some numbers. Jorgie will get back with us in a minute. So I have missed Washington State 4 straight games, 4 straight weeks. And if I had gotten them right last week, or even one of those last 4 weeks, I would be within 1 game of Jerry heading into the last week. This is really important because I have to pick first this week, and I only get 1 deferral, which means that Jerry is insured to finish in first place because he can pick just the 1 game opposite of me.
Do you think he knew that before you saying that?
Probably.
He would have figured that out.
I mean, I assume he would. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, I know.
So
Not smart enough last week to not follow him.
I
instead of
needed
you.
to get within
You're still gonna
1,
win.
and I got within 2, and I'm going to finish 1 game behind him.
He had such a commanding lead. It just
I know.
It
he
evaporated.
did so well. Now, what is you said he's 60 out of 73?
Yeah.
What's the percentage on that?
So I don't know, but I have more more numbers, okay?
Okay.
Wow.
Jerry has to go perfect this week to break Georgie's pick'em record. Isn't it ironic that the guy who is the only one to ever go over, and he's done it 4 times,
Has the best
Georgie has the best single-season record.
Well, every once in a while. It's like once in 10 years, right? How many times have I won? Twice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice in 10 years.
Yeah. So.
But the point is that Jerry has to go perfect this week to break Georgie's pick'em record, which was from last year. You were 65 for 79. So if we pick the Pac-12 championship game, we have 1 extra game. And that's important because a comparable year to where we are all stacking up this year is 2016. The second best winning percentage that year, or occurred that year. I had 64 out of 79 correct picks, and it was really close until the end, actually, in 2016. So you have to go perfect this week to break the record.
Okay, I can do that. But we're not picking the Pac-12 championship game.
That's right.
We can't.
That's right. So the percentage, you would be potentially at 65 out of 78, which would set a new percentage record.
Pressure.
No pressure.
Pressure.
You can get there.
You can
You've
get
got the
there.
win locked up.
It is. You do have the win
So
locked
Do
up.
I want to gamble to get the record?
You don't have to. If you just get 5, if you get all 5 correct, you'll be at 65 out of 78, which would be about 83% correct rate. The record is 82.28% correct pick'em rate.
But if
that
you
was
make
by George.
if you make some stupid picks,
yeah,
I'm going to have to follow you because I don't want to make a pick that's
Yeah.
different than yours,
Yeah,
and
but
you might jump
So,
me. So,
Georgie,
Just
what's
secure
it gonna,
the dinner.
So, Georgie, what's it going to take for me to protect your record?
Just make your picks. Try to get him. Try to get him. Try to get him, and then
right.
just see if he'll take that chance.
All right.
Just make a smart pick.
What are friends for?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Georgie must have thought that this was a golf show and that the low score wins.
Oh, no.
Well done,
Oh,
comment section.
wow.
Well done, comment section. That was great. All right, quick timeout because I want to try the bread bowl, and then we're going to make some picks. But, yeah, do I protect? Do I try to hose Jerry? I will have to think about that for the next
ugly
2 minutes on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league! Ugh! I love this guy! What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
I can confirm that the mac and cheese bread bowl is really good. The beer cheese has a nice bite to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan. That's great stuff. So Sarge said, I mean, he's come in and we've had fun with this every Friday, but I'm telling you, fans, if you want the specials to come back to Autzen Stadium, let's buy some mac and cheese on Friday night. because I want those to come back. Got to market them, it sounds like.
And
get the word out.
And maybe,
spread the word, everybody.
Maybe we need to talk about it during the game more.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Let people know.
All right.
And on the way home after the post-game
That's good
show.
idea.
Good thinking.
Okay.
Good
So
idea.
we'll do that next year.
It takes a village, right?
Yeah.
It takes a village. Our Sylvan Ridge Winery picks. Okay, so we went through a lot of numbers. I have to pick first this week, followed by Jerry, and then Ofer will pick. Actually, no, that's not true. It'll be me. This is great. It'll be me, then it will be the coin. Then it will be Jerry.
No
and
way.
then it will be Ofer.
Okay.
Ofer.
That's your new nickname.
Hey, if I get Jogi, you can have Ofer.
I'll take Ofer if you take Jogi.
All right, so our picks this week, Sylvan Ridge Winery representing the very best of the South Willamette Valley. Noon on the Pac-12 Network, everybody. Of course, Oregon's game against Oregon State on Friday. Saturday, Colorado 4-7 against Utah. I think especially with the injuries that Colorado is dealing with, I've got the Utes. I've got the Utes big. Coin?
Oh, the coin. Gosh, I'm not ready for this. Wow. Okay, let's go tails.
Tails,
Is that right? Yeah, tails.
Tails. That's the road team. Coin's going with Colorado.
Wow.
By the way, the Coin has picked 39 games correct out of 73. Not too bad
No,
for the
that's not
Coin.
bad.
A little
That's not
better than that 50% rate.
Okay.
So,
Jorgie? Oh, I guess it's me.
it is you.
Does it matter? You trying to make this thing dramatic or something?
I will tell you that I know we usually have lots of time on Friday.
Okay, Utah.
Thank you.
Utah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Utah gets it together. Utah.
Yeah. I think that Utah's going
Yeah, big time.
to win big here. All right, the next game, 12:30 on ESPN, kind of interesting. Number 17, Arizona, 8-3, 6-2 in Pac-12 play. Arizona State hosting their rival, 3-8, 2-6 in Pac-12 play. I think it's going to be closer than it was when the Ducks were in town for the Sun Devils, but Arizona's going to win. They're going to run away with it.
So what's interesting about it? You said at the very beginning.
Rivalry.
An interesting.
It's a
that part. Okay.
Terrestrial Cup, Territorial Cup. Yeah.
Whoa.
Terrestrial.
Yeah.
Cup.
Territorial
Where did
Cup.
that come in?
Yeah.
It's a fun day. Tails. Arizona.
Tails. Arizona. All right. What do you think?
Well, it's a little tougher pick than it probably should be. These guys, when they get in a rivalry game, there have been some huge upsets through the years. But I just think that Arizona's riding a high. They're really playing well. And Arizona State's got some issues. They're going to throw that swinging gate at Arizona, but they're ready for it now. So Arizona, and I think easily.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. I agree. Arizona.
Wow. Well, this is dramatic. Next up, the bane of my existence. Washington State, 5-6, 2-6 in Pac-12 play. 1 o'clock on Fox, by the way. Number 5, Washington in the Apple Cup. 11-0, 8-0 in Pac-12 play, the Huskies. So here's the thing. Like I said, I've picked the Cougs wrong 4 straight weeks. They're the reason that I'm sitting in second place. So it's good for Oregon if Washington wins this game. It's good for me if something crazy happens in this game. So for that reason, I'm going to take Washington.
Yeah, thank you. There you go.
For that reason, I'm taking Washington. I think that as much as it pains me, here's the thing. If I take Washington State, Washington's going to win because I always pick Washington State wrong.
So you're helping the Ducks.
Yes.
And the game is in Seattle.
Game is in Seattle. Yep.
Okay.
If it was in Pullman,
you would.
I'd still pick Washington.
Yeah. Okay. See, fumble.
That was a bad flip.
Bad flip. Actually, it's a bad catch. Heads, Washington.
Way to go, Coin.
It's an easy pick this week. An easy pick. Washington. Because they have so much riding on this game, there's no way they're going to let the Cougars upset them. No way they're going to let the Cougars take away their chance to go to not only the Pac-12 championship game, they still think they have a chance to go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So, and Penix thinks he's still in the race for the Heisman, which he is. So, no,
is he?
Washington all the way. Well, he's one of the 4 or 5 guys. Yeah, definitely.
I think he still is.
Yeah.
His numbers weren't great last week, if that's what you're looking for, is these big completion numbers and yardage and everything else.
Yep.
But, he and Odunze in particular, when it comes time to when the game is on the line, they make the play.
Yep.
They made the play against Oregon. They
Agreed.
made the play against Oregon State. And, sometimes they're going to look at those big plays and not necessarily 6 touchdowns in 30 minutes, which they should look at, by the way, instead of Jaden Daniels, who gets 8 touchdowns in 60 minutes against a 1AA team. I mean,
right.
it's just – anyhow,
Yep.
I won't go down that path.
So you're picking Washington?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, 4 o'clock, Pac-12 Network. Number 19, Notre Dame, visiting 3-8 Stanford. Notre Dame.
And the coin.
Having the coin go second is really fun for me.
Stanford,
home
That's a
team.
heads, yeah,
hey,
home team.
Hey, take your shot, coin.
The coin does not have a clue. Okay. It's Notre Dame at Stanford. That's always a good matchup every year, though. But Stanford just doesn't have it this year now.
Joey's like, no, it's not.
He already
Used
knows,
to be.
He already knows he's lost this year, and he's beginning to,
I knew I had to get within one. I told you that last week, Jordan.
Yeah.
I had to get within one, and so I'm just hoping that it'll be the best second-place finish in the history of Pick'em.
Yeah. That's something to always shoot for. I'll take Notre Dame on that one, by the way.
Yep, figured you would. All right, Cal UCLA, the other bane of my existence. 7:30 on ESPN. Cal visits UCLA. UCLA has been as big as a 14-point favorite I've seen this week, and now suddenly they're only an 8.5-point favorite this week. It's odd. UCLA 7-4 coming off that big win in the Battle of LA, 4-4 in Pac-12 play. Cal 5-6, 3-5 in Pac-12 play. Guys, I'm going to shock the world here, and I'm not going to pick Cal UCLA.
Oh, okay.
I
thought you might.
Yeah, if there was a game to gamble on, that would be one.
Because here's what's going to happen now. Cal's going to win. Because I picked UCLA.
Okay, so take Cal.
No, because if I took Cal, then UCLA would win.
Have you picked anything different than Jerry yet?
No.
Okay, so it really doesn't matter then.
I
Is this the last game?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
I can't pass him.
Whatever
I told
he picks, I'm going to pick too. So
that's why I asked, what would it take for
but
me
you're
to
two
protect?
down, right?
Yeah.
So you could pick whatever you want on this one. You're still going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. Given that, I get to have fun and gamble then. So I am going to pick UCLA.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not a gamble.
The
They're
coin
the favorite.
didn't even. The coin didn't even
pick. Yeah. The coin went to UCLA.
I'm taking Cal.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to take Cal.
Do it, Georgie.
Heck, I'm in last place between us.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
Why
shock
not get
me.
Laster?
Hey,
So,
but
again,
Laster is not a word.
Here's the deal. I did, like I said, I did a little bit of research. I don't think, and I'm going to double check my notes, but we have never had a year where the second place person has finished with that many correct picks.
He's looking for a silver lining.
I sure am.
Yeah.
I won in 2016. I picked 81% of the games correct, and I picked 64 correct games. And, yeah, that was, like I said, that's kind of the comparable year to where we are right now. Like, everyone finished with more than 60 correct picks that year, and the winner was 64 with me. So if I get to 63 here in 78 games, I feel pretty good about it.
And I'm at what, 50 what?
56. You could still get to 60.
I should get to. I wonder if I would be the highest third place picker of all time.
Hold. 2016, the highest
He's got everything.
The highest third place picker of all time had 60 out of 79 games correct, and it was you.
Okay.
It was already you.
I finished the best last place there's ever been.
That's
okay.
right.
So I could tie my best last place.
The best last place
God.
we've ever seen. Yeah, you picked 60 out of 79 games correct, which is a 76% correct rate in 2016.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. 2016's the comp year for us.
Well.
But yeah, you could break the record if you get all of them this week.
I can't imagine going against all those odds that I won't get them all right. I mean, Cal would be the only one that I think could upset UCLA.
I just can't figure out UCLA. You know, how do you lose to Arizona State?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then you beat USC, and I realize USC's kind of thrown in the towel, it feels like, somewhat, and they play good defense. That always helps. But Cal's been playing some pretty good offense lately, you know, so who knows?
I wouldn't shock me if Cal beats UCLA.
No.
Because there's a lot going
neither.
on, a lot of emotions.
Might
behind
not
the
be anybody at the
scenes.
game. So
yeah.
Well, here's why ultimately I'm doing what I'm doing is that my cousin's a Cal fan, and I feel like if I pick Cal, then I'm just dooming them. So that one's for you, Dallas.
Okay, yeah.
Trying to help,
good reason.
Trying to
help
rationalize.
out. I'm trying to help him out,
Good reason.
trying to help a guy out. All right, so there are your picks. Jerry will be our champion.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Now, the only drama is, does he break Jorgie's record from last year? Yeah, you got me by 0.2% for the record.
So
last
what's
year.
the bonus prize for getting the record?
Nothing.
Glass of wine?
No. And then we're going to do bonus bowl pick'em coming up as well.
Oh, good. That'll be fun.
Yeah, which reminds me, guys, we're going to have to schedule that because the last show of the year, I'm actually not going to be here. I'm going to be in South Dakota doing a men's basketball game.
Okay.
So
We may have to do some Zooming.
Yeah, we might have to.
We were pretty good at Zooming. I was talking with my wife about this. She said, "How did you do this when COVID was going on?" I said, "We did Zoom."
Zoom, yeah. Zoom.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
do it again. I said, "Okay, that'd be kind of fun."
No.
I don't want to do the games the way we did the Zoom year or the COVID year.
No.
Holy cow.
Never again.
All right, Oregon State. Jerry, what do you think?
Battle in the trenches. I think that's what the game's going to be. I think we know that Bo Nix can handle the offense and create and check into whatever plays they need. He's got the receivers, he's got the running backs. Oregon State's going to try to stop the run. They don't want Oregon to get off running the ball because then the passing game works and then Oregon's off to the races. And conversely, Oregon's got to try to stop Oregon State from running the ball because that's what they have to do to be successful. So that's my key: trenches, both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I would probably end up saying the same thing. I also think offensively, you can't be in a situation where you have a bunch of 3-and-outs in this game because if you put the ball in Oregon State's hands and they begin to get that running game going and not big explosion plays, they just love to go 4-4-3, 4-4-4. 4-4-3 and just do the Stanford deal where you just feel like you're getting bled to death and you never get a chance to get your hands on the ball. So avoid the 3-and-outs if at all possible, and line of scrimmage, man. You got to be able to run it and stop the run. And both these teams, hard-nosed, really good football teams. I look forward to a great game between two really good football teams.
And there's certainly a lot on the line. We've talked about that. We know Oregon wins, they're in the title game. Get a rematch with their other rival. If they lose, need a little help to get into that title game. So the goal is right in front of you. Play Oregon football, be successful. I also, guys, should say, there's going to be some emotions, at least for me, with this one. Don't know when these two teams will play on the gridiron again. We'll see. I hope that it continues. I do. I hope that it continues because I agree with what Jonathan Smith has said, what Coach Lanning has said, what the administrators have said. It's good for the state. I like this matchup.
I'm not looking forward to looking at Rich Brooks Field and seeing the Pac-12 logos for the last time.
Me neither.
That's what's going to and this is senior day.
Senior day.
Now you can't lose that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Be in your seats a little bit early, everybody. Talking about the game day timeline, it's going to be a long build up for your Thanksgiving, but tailgating. Parking lots open at 11:30. 2:30, the Mashofsky Center opens and the shuttles begin. 3:15 will be the March to Victory. Seating Bowl at Autzen Stadium opens at 4, and on-field Oregon Senior Day recognition begins at 5. So if you're in your seat about a half an hour early, you'll be seeing that Senior Day recognition. There will also be a special entrance by the Duck, of course, always is, and then kickoff a little after 5:30 scheduled. There's also going to be a drone show performance at halftime, guys. So we'll be looking forward to that. You guys are going to have a good view of it from up in the booth. Yeah. Quick timeout, come back, wrap up the show, and get you ready for some turkey after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Well, we got to wrap stuff up because I haven't finished my mac and cheese yet. We said we would stopwatch you because you ate the entire clam chowder bread bowl in like 30 seconds.
It was the best ever.
All right.
This should be number 2.
High praise.
Yeah.
You're a bread bowl guy.
Oh, I love bread bowls.
Yeah, I love bread bowls.
Chili
too.
in a bread
bowl. Especially chowder.
Chowder's
Yeah.
good. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the special for Oregon Concessions this weekend, or Friday, I should say. 5:30. We got a 3:30 pregame show. As we wrap up the show here, actually, I'm on my way to talk to Kenny Farr, Oregon equipment guru. We've got him on the pregame show.
Good.
Going to be fun.
What a
coming
man.
up this
Great
weekend.
man.
Yeah, some final thoughts, guys. It's going to be an interesting one.
It will. It's still going to be odd to be talking about playing Oregon State on a regular basis for the last time. Now, there are going to be future meetings, maybe as soon as next year, maybe 2 years from now. But as far as the Pac-12 goes, this is it. This is it. No more Pac-12 logo on the field. No more going up to Oregon State next year. I mean, it's weird. It really is weird. But it's going to be electric. It's going to be electric on Friday at Autzen Stadium. Huh,
Yep,
George?
I agree. It is disappointing that these two teams are not going to come together on a regular basis, and hopefully it becomes regular. Hopefully what just was announced with the Apple Cup ramps up the pressure to get it done. That's what I'm hoping. Get it done. But bottom line, this team has played itself into the position that it wanted to be in. Even with the one loss to Washington, everything stayed right in front of them. They've continued to keep it right in front of them. Friday is a huge game, and can't wait for it to get here.
That's what November football is all about. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Our entire crew. We'll talk to you on Friday. A lot going on around Oregon athletics. Gobble, gobble, quack, quack, everybody.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something